Did you know that if you are a fan of sushi, it's probably because of the cult? It's the Mooney cult, called that because it was formed by Sun Myung Moon. His followers are called moonies. He founded the Unification Church, the Family Federation for World Peace and Unification, widely known as the Unification Church, or more widely known as the Moonies. And it turns out that these guys were the ones who made sushi popular in America. Here's one from the LA Times. Big seafood business helps keep the Reverend Moon afloat. Chicago. Sushi lovers probably don't think twice about dropping big bucks on a raw fish dinner out. As they tear into a buttery slice of tuna or munch on a morsel of eel in many restaurants, they're supporting a surprising source, the Unification Church, or the Moonies. When 5 members of the church arrived in Chicago in 1980 to open up a little fish shop on Elston Avenue, people of their faith were castigated as Moonies and cult members. They were led by the vision of the Reverend Sun Myung Moon, the self-proclaimed Messiah who sustained their spirits as they played their parts in fulfilling the global business plan that he had devised. Moon had founded his controversial Unification Church 6 decades ago with the proclamation that he was asked by Jesus to save humanity. But in building the empire, he blended his conservative politics, savvy capitalism, and flair for spectacles such as mass weddings in Madison Square Garden. In a remarkable story that has gone largely untold, Moon and his followers reaped millions of dollars by dominating one of America's trendiest indulgences, sushi. Today, one of those 5 Elston Avenue pioneers, Takeshi Shiro, serves as a top executive of a sprawling conglomerate that supplies much of the raw fish Americans eat. The Moon Followers seafood operation is driven by a commercial powerhouse known as True World Group. It builds fleets of boats, runs dozens of distribution centers, including in Los Angeles and San Francisco, and supplies most of the nation's 9,000 sushi restaurants. Over the last 3 decades, as Moon has faced down accusations of brainwashing followers and personally profiting from the church, he and sushi have made similar journeys from the fringes of American society to the mainstream. I have the entire system worked out, starting with boat building, Moon said, in the way of tuna, a speech given in 1980. After we build the boats, we catch the fish and process them for the market, then have a distribution network. This is not just on the drawing board. I have already done it. The businesses now employ hundreds, including non-church members from the frigid waters of the Alaskan coast to the iconic American fishing town of Gloucester, Massachusetts. In a recent review, the Reverend Philip Schenker, Unification Church VP, said that the seafood business were not organizationally or legally connected to Moon's church, but were simply businesses founded by members of the Unification Church. Schenker compared the relationship of 2 successful business owners such as J. Willard Bill Marriott, a prominent Mormon who founded the hotel chain that bears his name, who donate money to their churches. But links between Moon's religious organization and the fish businesses are spelled out in court and government records, as well as in statements by Moon and top church officials. Moon's Unification Church is organized as a tax-exempt nonprofit entity called Holy Spirit Association for the Unification of World Christianity. The businesses are controlled by a separate nonprofit company called Unification Church International Incorporated, or UCI. The company's connections to the Unification Church go deeper than the shared name. A 1978 congressional investigation into Moon's businesses concluded it was unclear whether the UCI had any independent functions other than serving as a financial clearinghouse for various Moon organizations, subsidiaries, and projects. UCI, as well as its subsidiaries and affiliates such as True World, the fishing company, are run largely by church members, Schenker said. A portion of True World's profit makes its way to the church through the layers of parent corporations, Shishiro said. Adding, we live to serve others, and this is how we serve, by building a strong business. Moon predicted in 1974 that the fishing business would lay a foundation for the future economy of the Unification Church. In fact, while Moon and businesses affiliated with him reportedly have poured millions of dollars into money-losing ventures, including the Washington Times newspaper. The seafood ventures, so he had a lot of money to pour into large business. The seafood ventures have created a profit-making infrastructure that could last and help support the church long after the 86-year-old Moon is gone. And this is from a while ago. Yeah, Moon is gone now. Much of that foundation for that success has its roots in Chicago. True World Foods now operates from a 30,000 square foot complex in the Elk Grove Village suburb. The company says it supplies hundreds of local sushi and fine dining establishments. Even many who might have religious observations about buying from the company do so for one simple reason. It dependably delivers high-quality sushi. We try not to think of the religion part, said Haruko Imamura, who with her husband runs Katsu on West Peterson Avenue. We don't agree with their religion, but it's nothing to do with the business. Well, if you think about it, it kind of makes sense that sushi was made popular by a cult. I mean, eating raw fish is kind of a horrible idea. Made of tons of parasites or bacteria or whatnot with it. And it's a horrible idea to eat raw fish, but they made it very popular. Some of the business startup funds came from the Unification Church. From October 1976 to May 1977, Moon signed some of the nearly $1 million in checks used to establish the fishing business. According to the congressional report on allegations of improprieties by Moon's church, businesses have thrived. Company executives say True World Foods, the wholesale distribution arm, had revenue of $250 million last year. According to True World, its 230 refrigerated trucks deliver raw fish, to 7,000 sushi and other restaurants nationwide. One of True World's advantages is that its sales force speaks Chinese, Korean, and Japanese, making it easy to do business with first-generation ethnic restaurateurs. It's kind of tough to compete in this industry with a company that is so global, has a major presence in almost every market, that is driven by religious fervor, said Bill Duggan, a merchant in the fish business for almost 30 years. We should all be so blessed. Yeah, if you think about it, it makes a whole lot of sense that a cult started that. And then here's another article from Fast Company warning this could ruin your appetite for sushi. Yeah, it says, fascinated about a story in the Chicago Tribune about the moonies sushi empire. Yeah, a cult leader made sushi popular. And that's why you now eat raw fish. The Moonies made America love sushi. There's some stuff there. The crazy stuff they do. But, yeah, a cult made you like sushi.